Okay, the time, 8:35 a.m., April 11th, 2025. Maybe we can turn this fucking thing off. The mufflers, they were roaring when I had that on with the video one, which I will put video number one. And they just stopped roaring by the last like 60 seconds. And maybe there's some peace and quiet, just a tiny bit of it. I put Talia somewhere where she likes to sit. I can't talk about anything here. I can't talk about, anything here. Not the weather, not outside, these psychotics, not, fucking cannibals. I know, okay? But most of the cannibals, I'm telling you, I know what I witnessed, were white men. It was a gang of hijab-wearing fucking Muslim terrorists. And I can't talk about them, I'm forbidden. And then the white men that prevail keep driving in and out. They're real loud. Yeah, hey, yeah, we're working. I'm working, I'm an American. Don't tread on me. As he fucking munches and chews on fucking livers and kidneys of human fucking organs and tissue. Don't tread on me. You know why I say this? Because the military, who I'm not allowed to talk about, no, I can't. They have video evidence of the entire 4 or 5 years they were here. They have it all. All these white guys and all these Arab hijab-wearing Muslim terrorists chewing on human remains. It's a really big deal, too, and the public will see it. I don't know what, because it's pretty violent and gruesome, but they'll show you. It's been fucking recorded. Everything I did in here, everything. They have these high-tech surveillance systems and stuff, so... And they go through these houses. You know they do, dude. Yes, I knew my fiance was a Russian agent. Yes, I knew that. But yesterday's guidance was really intense to say it, to say thank you to them. I do. Okay, so now we've got this clear. I cannot say a word about anything except the combat, and I need to get into it. But here comes a roaring semi truck, so we gotta put this back on. It was about 8 p.m. I could not go in that room, the extra room. I can't say any more about how long or anything, okay? I can at least say the time that it happened. And I finally went in there, and I had been in there for a handful of minutes. I can't say how long I was in there. And then I was hit with all this chemical weapons gas. Okay, I had to race to the bathroom, gushing. And when that was over, when I was standing, I'll tell you exactly where I was standing. Well, I don't know who knows the layout of that extra room. But I think most of the public is familiar with the red mini fridge. So I was about 4 feet in front of the red mini fridge and 2 feet to the, if you're facing the windows, the alley, I was 2 feet to the right. So that's where I was. It would be so great to turn this off. Okay. And so out of nowhere, I hear so loud, it's like construction. All this rumbling, but it's clearly someone going down. I've been here for how many years? 5 years, and I've heard it literally like 1,000 times. People that go down, you know what it sounds like. It had to be someone, you want my take, that was really, really big. And they got killed, and they were right by my radiator in the extra room, so that's radiator 2. They were right there, but they were behind the wall, and they were in 1511. That's obvious. It was coming from there. But they were like, okay, so whoever might be familiar with Radiator 2, where it is in the extra room, they were about 2 feet in front of Radiator 2 and right on the wall. In front of is going into the extra room, not going into the main room. So they were like, you know how I said I was 4 feet from my mini fridge? They were like 2 feet or 1 foot straight horizontal line from me standing in the room, okay? Just think of where I was, put a wall there, and think of where this human was. They were right, almost horizontal by me, but there was a wall in between us. Okay, they were right by the radiator, so I don't know what they were doing tactically. They're a very evil human. This is combat. We're all adults here, so we can understand this human got killed. And it sounded like a really big man. And this is why I say big man, because this is so fucking evil, dude. I'm an unarmed fucking woman. I was in there to go make chicken wings. I went to go cook something to eat. Come there, mufflers, DC, little Edie's Amines. And they're Latin, drug cartel, Colombia, Mexico. That's their friends. Let's have a parade of emancipation. When the people, the U.S. Armed Services, the good military, they're like all the black U.S. military that did not turn against their country. There was a lot of black U.S. service members who did turn against America. They did it for Iran and drug cartel. I'm not making any incorrect statements. Officials in the military can confirm this for me and for you. So I'm not sitting here making statements against people based on race. What I'm saying is they turned their backs on everyone else who was black in America. The little Idi Amins, little drug cartel African Americans with their emancipation parade in DC. Another fucking parade with all this combat, poison, dead bodies, and cannibalism. Yeah. Chemical weapons. They want to have an emancipation parade of freedom for black people when all they are doing is trying to bring in the Saudi prince to oppress every fucking one here. And they know what they're doing. I know what I witnessed. So does the military, who I can never talk about. And you're going to have a fucking parade, little Idi Amins? With all your Latin drug cartel mufflers. Your precious, precious, precious Muslim terrorist sound. Okay, so here I am, okay? I'm in the extra room. And I hear a man go down. He had to be gigantic. And it was just rumbling. It sounded so loud, like construction. And it went, I can't say how long it went, but it wasn't very long, okay? It was definitely someone going down, but I think more than that took place. So it was so loud. My guidance from my archangel was stand there. And I got frustrated because I literally had to stop moving for quite a while, and I can't say how long. Okay, here come one of the little precious mufflers. Let's stroll our baby. Let's stroll our baby down 15th and S where there's chemical weapons shooting up from the sewer drains. And let's stroll our baby around this heinous, illegal fucking noise. Let's comatose our little fucking baby in the roller. The noise will do it alone, but let's roll it through some fucking chemical weapons coming up a sewer drain. And let's turn left. And let's walk past the fucking place where the cannibalized. Let me take my baby past here. Let me take my baby on a nice little walk. DC white people. It's the white ones that do that. I haven't seen a lot of the DC little Idi Amin strolling their babies past here now. I've seen a couple. It's the white ones that like to do that. Okay. So I got frustrated with my angel because I had to stand there for so long. I was like, come on, man. But it wasn't that terribly long, but you're freaked, okay? Because you don't know what's happening. It's just this gigantic thing happening. It's definitely coming from behind the wall where I described. You don't know if it's in your house. You just want to look around, okay? It's big time instinct to go and see what's happening. I couldn't. I had to stand there and stand there. Okay, so then finally it was go ahead, go out of your room, go look around, but you cannot go to floor one. So I'm clear and I go and stand there. I stand there like a goofball outside my room, just staring down the stairs. Okay, I'm just staring down the stairs. The house is pitch fucking black. It's freezing cold. There's nobody here. And I stood there for a minute just listening and listening like a goofball staring into the dark. But it made me feel better, okay? There's nobody here. There's no construction going on in the house. I couldn't tell. I had to at least see if somebody was here because it was so loud that I thought, okay, maybe there's construction. You always do that, even though I know I'm in combat. There's 80% of the time, I'm not looking to see if there's construction because you know it's combat. But there are times, and I wanted to make sure there wasn't some fucking creep that had come in the doors to start tearing the house up at 8 o'clock at night. No, the house was fucking empty. So once again, I'm witnessing combat and I'm the only one in here. And then guess what? It happened again. About 10 minutes after that, I'm back in the extra room, okay? I'm back in there, and the same thing happened again, just as loud, in the same parameter of where I described the first combat, which was at that point about 15 minutes, 10 minutes. It was not very long. It was actually 10 minutes. The good military knows the precise times. They're the ones in the combat. They know everything. Oh, here come their lovely sirens. They gotta have those. They can't live without those here. Let's stroll our babies through this. By the time your kid is home, it's half conscious. You have a half conscious kid. It's a guy. I mean, the mortality rate of children here has to be really high. I don't want to talk about that because it's honestly a horrible thing to make jokes about. I just can't. I have morals, and there's a point where I have to stop making very wrong jokes. It's not funny anymore with the shit that happens in this town. Those jokes are not appropriate. My heart and my stomach don't agree. I get a sad heart and a sick stomach. He's starting to make jokes about innocent children caught up in this fucking shit. Here come their mufflers, their semi-trucks. Just leave this on. All right, so now let's move on. So it happened again, and I was just basically in that area by my mini fridge, okay? So every time I went by my mini fridge, within 10 minutes, this is 10 minutes, it happened again, and it was almost just as loud. It was just, I don't want to describe it. It was rolling, it was dropping, it was a person rolling, dropping, and all this other stuff that happened, but it didn't take minutes upon minutes. It went, but I'm not allowed to say how fucking long, okay? It's really frustrating. It didn't take long time, but it didn't take short time. Never fucking mind. I can't say how long. Okay, so, and then I'm standing there, and it's the same thing. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Don't fucking move. And then finally, when I could, I went back into the hallway to investigate to see if there's construction going on in here. I didn't believe so, but I must look. Okay, because this is so insane that they're carrying on this combat 6 blocks from the White House to this very day. And they're still planning parade after parade in this fucking city. Do you understand why I have no respect for the people in this town. Not only do they roll their small children, they drag them, they toddle. You know, when you're learning to walk, you're like about 2 feet tall, they'll drag them past this fucking place. Or they just roll them in strollers. And it's to the point now where you can't make jokes. It's so fucking sick and evil that they're doing that to their children. And then they're planning parade after parade after parade. This is fucking so sick. I have no respect for the humans here. None. Okay, so it happened again, and then after a handful of little bit of time here, I was allowed to go look. And it's the same thing. I'm staring down the stairs. It's pitch black. I'm standing in an empty, cold, just ice cold, empty, silent house. There's nobody here. There's no construction. There's nobody here. So it was confirmed it was taking place right behind my wall of my extra room in the house located at 1511 S Street Northwest, Washington, D.C. Now, combat like that carried on into the night, but I'm forbidden. Sorry, everybody. I'm forbidden from talking about it. But I think if you read yesterday's stuff that I put up, we understand why. Because what was I doing in there? I was trying to make chicken wings. And he's right. You got to get out of this, Miss Granger. You've got to get it. Their sirens are back. You got to get out of this. As much as you possibly can, take every action to get out of this kind of combat, Miss Granger. Okay, goodbye.